Good morning, everybody. Keith here. Wanted to talk to everybody today about a thing called a name. And basically what it is we don't name people. We name places and things. People are given a calling. That calling is what we call them. And I'd like to put it out there today that I rebut anybody that has any kind of a name for me. A name would be something like a voter, citizen, subject, slave, resident, whatever you want to call that. That's a name. You're naming a position, a place, a thing. I have a calling. When I was born, long before I was born, my mom and dad gave me a calling. They decided to call me Keith. They attached my calling, Keith, with a character, a personality. And that was described as Orland. And I hail from the house of Little. I hail from the house of Little, and only because the house of Conrady, of which I was born, has fallen. I'll not change any name. That's not for me to do. I have a calling, not a name. A calling that everyone calls me by, which is Keith. It is not a name. The name is the thing given to a fictitious entity known as the estate corporation, which in and of itself is a subcorporation of the state of the United States. The United States, as codified in Title 28 of the United States Code 3002, Section 15A, states that the United States is a federal corporation and not a government, including the judicial procedural section. That corporate name belongs to the United States. It does not belong to myself. That name is in all capital letters, and it is a string of symbols that people believe are capital letters. They're symbols. They do not denote a phonic sound other than what they want you to believe. It is called a name. Please get over this, people. You do not have a name. You have a calling, an appellation with a character, and you hail from a house. If you want to get married and get a marriage license, you're subjecting your offspring to slavery at the same time you subject yourself to that slavery. You then turn around and go to a hospital and have a baby on a hospital ward, making them a ward of the state. All because of the ignorance of not fact-checking everything about yourself and everybody else. When people want to go around believing, then they live their life in faith. When you have knowledge, you live your life in trust. Trust my calling of Keith, for I choose not to lead anybody astray. Hopefully anybody that watches this will kind of pick up on the things that I've said here and take note of the words. I do not have parents. I do not have a mother and father. I have a mom and dad. I do not reside in the United States. I do not reside in the state of Iowa. I live upon the land. And when my Creator, in the books that I choose to believe, since I didn't hear that word, says that God shall have dominion over the earth, He did not say Keith shall have dominion over his house. He said, man shall have dominion over the earth. And the earth includes all the creatures on the land. All the creepy crawler critters on the land. All the fishes of the ocean and all the birds of the air. All the fowl of the air. I have dominion. You have dominion. We have dominion. And it is only by subjecting yourself, relinquishing your own authority to those that say they have power, that gives them power. Quit it. Understand that you have a calling, and that calling is to your brothers and sisters in trust. Not to believe what some other motherfucker is telling you. You want to keep believing, then go ahead and keep believing. In the meantime, for people like myself, for men like myself, mankind, I will do everything I can to learn as much as I can about the earth, the water, and the air, and pass it on to my brothers and sisters. God bless you all. Love you. That's all I got. Have a great and glorious day.